Hi, you guys.
Hello.
Nice to see you, Rebecca. Nice
Yes.
to see you, and Mike.
How you doing?
Nice to see you. And you. I see that big sparkly thing on your hand again. Oh, golly, that is so nice. Isn't that nice? I would like to do a special trick for you guys. When are you getting married?
July 31st.
Oh, no kidding. God, I wish I could come.
You're invited.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to make it. So, but in the meantime, we're going to have some fun here today, just you and I, and Mike too, of course. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little card trick, but I think it's you'll understand it's going to be kind of special. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to run my finger through the deck. You say stop, and that'll be your card whenever you'd like.
Okay, stop.
Right there. Two of hearts. This is a perfect card. Two of hearts. Here, let's do this. Let's take the magic marker.
Okay.
And if you're gonna, I'm gonna let you take the top all the way up.
All right.
Okay, that's perfect. And sign your name just like there you go, just like you did on your traveler's checks. That's good. Traveler's checks. When's the last? I don't know. What a waste of time that is. Rebecca's name. Rebecca is fabulous. It doesn't rub off, doesn't peel off. It's really on there permanent. I'm going to out jog the card so it's now sticking out of that little stack over there. Mike, you awake?
I am awake.
That's always a good sign at this point in the act. I'm going to run my finger through the stop. You just say stop anytime you want.
Stop.
Right there. The Ace of Hearts. Fabulous, this card. Do me a favor. Take the magic marker once again. Loosen up. I should put it down there. Right across there, sign your name again, if you would, sir. Oh, great. Spelled it right and everything. This is good. All right, okay. Great. Now, Mike's name's on the ace. Rebecca's card's on the 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to out-jog this so that now we have 2 different cards in 2 different parts of the deck, a little like 2 different lives and 2 different streams before July 31st. I'm sorry, I'm tearing up. All right, okay, I'm back now. So what we're going to do is, you notice one's a little higher, one's a little lower in the deck. Here's what's going to happen. Rebecca, I need you to squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of Mike. Fabulous, nice job. I'm going to go through the deck of cards, and this entire deck of cards, the card is turned face up. Happens to be Mike's card face up in the middle of the deck. Now, it's the only card face up in the deck, I might add, okay? But this is where it gets real strange. I need you to squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of Rebecca. Fabulous, nice job. As I go through the deck of cards now, in this entire deck of cards, Rebecca's card turns face. I know, this blows my mind too. And not only that, it happens to be right next to this card, which happens to be Mike's card, smack in the middle. I know, this is where it gets good. But hold on, because it's going to get good. I need you to hold your right hand palm up. Fabulous, nice job. And Mike, with your right hand in a palm down attitude, that's why I'm going to put these cards in there just like that. That's good. This may be one of the only times in this relationship you have the upper hand. Perhaps not, I'm not sure. I'll let you guys work that out. But like 2 lives about to become 1 on July 31st, 2015. These 2 cards have actually become 1 card, not 2 cards glued together. No, there's 1 card. This is a fabulous thing. And the best part of this is you get to take this home with you and put it on the wedding table when you get married, because I'm not going to be able to be there. That's for you guys. That's a little anniversary waltz for you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was sweet. 2 cards becoming 1. Just like we're going to get married.
So here we are. We're going to talk about the anniversary waltz. And
Who are you again?
my name is Garrett Thomas.
My name's Doc Eason.
We have Doc Eason, and we're here to talk about the anniversary waltz. And no one would be better to have talk about this than the man we have before us today, Doc Eason, the man who has popularized this effect and made it virtually standard in all of my friends' repertoire.
Anybody that works uses this because they recognize this. It's the strongest card trick known to man. So, yeah, I mean, you can make a woman cry with this trick. And Lord knows we've all made women cry, but it's usually because, please don't do any more card tricks. But this one really touches them in the heart. I first learned about this from Phil Wilmarth, who contacted me. He had it printed in the Linking Ring Parade 1991. He called me and said, Doc, just got you all over it. Written by a very talented fellow named Christopher Carter out of Chicago area. I learned it, boy, and it was a monster. Chris Carter has huge hands, even bigger than mine. He could palm a Buick with his, it's unbelievable. And he made all these moves look very simple when I finally saw him do it. But in the book, there was no illustration, so you had to work. It was awful. Couldn't learn it. I took it to the bar, did it one night. I butchered it. I was flashing the cards. It was awful. but the look on this woman's face at the end of it, I realized I had something. So, the original version of this goes a little differently than I have here, but we have a, I'm just going to run through the performance so you understand the basic foundation of this thing. Then take it off from there. I'm just going to perform it just now. And Garrett, you're going to have to play the part of man and the woman.
Oh.
So I'm going to run my finger to the deck, say stop whenever you'd like.
Stop.
Right there, perfect, okay. That's the 6 of, I think I have a, do I have, yeah, I have a marker right here. Go ahead, if you would, Garrett, sign Garrett on that, and we'll put Thomas on the other side, so.
Sounds good.
All right, there it is.
I'll have to print it. My signature being what it is.
Yes, there it is. Okay, that Garrett's name on the face identifies that card, so you don't think I have a deck full. Put the cap back on the way it dries out. I'm not a rich man. I'm going to out jog the card just like so. All right. We're going to go to the other person over here, and I'm going to run my finger that you say stop whenever you want to.
Stop.
All right, right there. Oh, it's the 4. What a nice card. A lot of room on that. Do me a favor, if you would. I'm going to loosen the cap, but I want to make sure that you can get it. Take them and sign your Thomas right across the thing. So we have Garrett and Thomas. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Take that card. We drop that card, so it's now out jogged over here. They think that this card here is, and then this card over here is. We just do this. Okay. We do this. Obviously, 2 cards in different parts of the deck. We push them together just like that. Squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of this guy over here. They squeeze and, oh my God, look, it's Thomas's cards over here. That's unbelievable, Thomas's card. And that's the only face-down card in the deck, I might add, which is just astounding even to me. Let's try it over here. Squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of Garrett here. She's with the deck over there. We go through here just like that, and guess what? Look, Garrett's card's right there. And not only that, Garrett's card turns out to be right next to the Thomas card right here in the bottom. This is astounding. It's unbelievable. But this is where it really comes together. Hold your hand palm up. That's good, just like that. And with your other hand and the palm down at it, that's good, just like that. All right. And whatever words you want to say right there, there it is.
Focus, alakazam.
Bam! Fishbones, chokers. Here we go. The card. Oh my God! Look, it's not 2 cards glued together, friend. It is 1 card. I can't believe this. That's the basic routine. Straightforward. He gets a card, she gets a card. They come together in the deck, and they're fused together. 1, 2, 3, 4 miracles. I can't believe it's so easily accomplished. And this particular version only uses 2 double turnovers. Really, that's all the sleights involved. So it's really bare bones simple and very, very strong.
And there really is nothing like this. Most card tricks is you pick a card, the magician finds it. Here, it's something special, unique. You're leaving them with an impossible object. There's
but there's an emotional hook there that really ties it. That's an impossible thing, but because it was done on an anniversary night or a night, the night before the wedding, like 2 Lives Becoming One tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. There's lots of different words you can say. Garrett's got a lot of words you're going to hear about later. But if you add that emotional hook to an impossible object, that they're never going to throw that away. That is, you have created an event. We saw it today, this afternoon, when you just impromptu did it at a restaurant. These folks will never, ever forget the time that was their anniversary and they were having lunch and that guy came over and did this trick and left them with that. It's unbelievable.
Beautiful stuff. Great
work. It is beautiful stuff, yeah.
So we just saw Doc do the anniversary waltz. Now classic of magic, and we're going to teach this to you. We're going to substitute in this double backer with 2 X's on it just so we can keep track of it. And this is quite interesting, Doc. On your original version that I saw, you didn't have the double backer in there.
I had kind of a cozy move that just sort of went, ooh, look, there it is right next to the corner of that card. And I was never really thrilled with that because, that's pretty cozy. The card that really is the other side of this, is here. And so you can't really show it freely. So I had a problem with that. But I just powered through it. Then What happened?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a common sense thing. You know, these two cards are kind of what you would have in a 2-card monte. So it is a natural. I know that I evolved to this myself, and many other performers have evolved in adding a double backer into it. But when you combine the double backer in your routine, it is unbelievably strong.
It just drives home the point. Again, the most important thing about this is that in their mind that these are two separate and distinct cards. There's no, you know, that they're not together at all. So when this emerges out of the thing, and you know, it's not two cards glued together. It's an impossible object. Suddenly, it's just like melded together, and you know, with the right emotional hook, it's the power of their love has fused these cards together, and it's just like heart overflowing.
Excellent. Well, let's take a look at the handling here. That's it?
Setup. That's pretty much it.
You put one on the bottom, one on the top.
Yeah, and just so as you know, sometimes if I'm walking around doing the wedding and I got my jacket on and I just reach over here in my pocket and I pull out these two cards. All right, that's all it takes. You put one on the bottom and one on the top. You do it on the way over to the bride and groom table. You don't have to make a. It's in there. You can just use a regular deck of cards. I do not get real worried about having where's the other 6. You know, sometimes it does show up sometimes, but if you're paranoid about it, you're only going to do it one time for the president and his wife or whatever you want to do, then you can remove the you know, the 4 of diamonds and the 6 of clubs if you want. But I don't. It's not that important to me. So, double backers here, double facers on the bottom of the deck. Most of the time what I do is I take 2 cards, double stick, take them together, and it's done. If you're using just one double-faced card that might be supplied with this particular product here, you might just want to pencil dot the cards or something. It's important that you know, I mean, it's important that you know where that double facer is. I'm sorry, double backer. All right, it's a very simple deal. I'll go through it. You just cut the cards into this hand, keeping a break under that double-faced card. Say stop anytime you want to. They say stop. You lay this stack down over here. You reveal this card over here. You say, all right, and very casually take it off. I need you to take the magic marker here and sign your name on the face of the card. We'll talk about the card, the pen ploy in a moment. So take the.
Well, actually,
it's
a good time to talk about it now.
One night I had a problem. I took the pen apart like that. I gave it to the guy at the bar. I said, sign your name on the card. So he signed his name on the card. And then he does this. My head exploded. I just grabbed the cards from his hand because he's going to blow the trick. Well, no one saw it because they were all on the same plane as he was, and they were looking in this direction, so nobody saw it. But I saw it, and I didn't want that to ever happen again. And I wanted to try and get away from, okay, go ahead, sign your card. I mean, why are you holding it like this? It should be just a free and breezy thing. So the pen ploy, which actually came to me through Mike Super, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, suggested this. Great kid. Winner of Phenomenon and all the rest of that stuff. He's very famous. I'm just still doing his silly trick. Loosen the cap of the pen. You hand it to the person. They say, all right, sign your name across. Let's see what's how he just took his hands apart. All right, sign your name on there, G-A-R-R-E-T-T. Now what are you going to do? Now you're going to put that back together, okay? Leaving you all the time in the world to casually pick up the card. You've got a break under here. That's an easy one to get. And there you go. All that, you know, there's no paranoia involved. 99.9 people will take the pen off, sign it, and put the thing, and as they're putting it back on, you've got the thing. Pen ploy. Perfect.
They have to.
Take the 6. You do the first of 2 double turnovers. Now, there's an incongruity here.
Now, let's go back a second.
Okay.
You had to do a get ready for that double.
Right. While they're signing the card, here's the get ready. Are you ready? Woo. That's all it is. Okay, you push the card off, and you get your little finger under it. That's all. You know, not really a move, but you do it. You are doing a get ready. So you have a break under this one card over. They sign the card. You put it here like so. You do a double turnover. Pa-da. Now, in my version, there's a discrepancy here. It's not the same card. So all I do, I'm going to take this card, put it into this stack of cards. I just do a little wrist turn. Perfectly motivated, hiding the card, not being furtive or anything. It's just very straightforward. You have to do that to pick the cards up. Now you do the same force as before. You just cut this stack in half, keep a break with it, your little finger. Incidentally, you've turned the card over, so this now is suddenly, you know, there's nothing there on that card. All right, say stop anytime you want to. They say stop again. You just cut at that break. Well, you just flip this stack over, toss it out there. And you know, you're managing that thing. If you don't want somebody to dive for that card, but there's no reason for them to dive at it. All right? Try and make it, you know, make a big deal so that, you know, you take it apart. Take the menu, sign your name on the face of that card, sign the date of your wedding, the date of your birthday, whatever you might want to have. Okay? Have a hit if you need to. All right? Again, I've gotten a break. While all that's going on, I got a break over here again. So I take his card and I do the second double turnover. Now I'm going to take this card out and stick it into the deck as I turn it over. So again, the automatic wrist turn, all right, drop it down like so, okay? There's nothing really to see. The only angle is really up here, and they're not watching that close. Now, situation check, as you can tell, the double backer is over here, the double facer is right here with all the signatures on it, okay? These cards, it goes together like that. Push this together. It's automatic. It's all done already. All right. Squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of Thomas. Spread to the deck of cards, and this entire deck of cards, Thomas's card is turned face up. Oh my God! Now this is just so slick. Automatic magic. Put these cards down. Oops. Put these down cards like this. Drop that there like that. Show that that's the only face-up card in the deck, and then you do this. Turn the hand over, drop it on there, pick the whole thing up, and it's automatic. This is an automatic trick. Now it's all turned over, ready to go again. Squeeze the deck and think ever so fondly of Garrett. Go through here just like so, and look, there's Garrett's card right on top. Now I take these cards in the right hand, put them underneath, thumb these two cards off, and the pattern line in my pattern is, not only did Garrett's card turn face up, it happened to be right next to this card. And this card, of course, happens to be the 4 of diamonds. Ooh, 2-card Monty move. Very deceptive, especially in this case, but because now, separate and distinct, you've got distance between this is obviously the card, you just saw it, and this is obviously the card over here, you can do this, and you get all this distance involved. These are 2 separate and distinct cards. Now, you're almost home. All you got to do, while you're directing them to put their hands out and up and down, and you put your hand on the other hand on top, or however you want this to happen. But one of them has their hand like so, and all you do in the direction of this thing, all you do is you drop that card on there. All right. Now, as you're directing them, you can actually show this card. This is a very bold move, but if you think about it, friends, that's what cards look like if they're 2 separate cards. See. So that's a beautiful, convincing thing. So up until the last minute, they've seen 2 separate cards. Make whatever noise you want to do. There it is. My God, I'm crying myself. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to take a break.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. So that is fantastic, and that is
the quintessential, boiled down to the very bare bones, certainly workable.
But you say that this is like simple and it doesn't have any fancy moves, but I've always said that magic doesn't always have to be difficult. It has to be smart. There's so many smart things. I mean, you are fully taking advantage of the double backer and the double facer in every way possible in this. And you have a lot of things going on. You have the cards flipping over and the cards finding each other and then becoming one. And what a better love story than that.
Right.
So this is what I want to do. Normally we do these card tricks, look what I can do, but I want to make you guys something special. I'm going to need the pen if you can hold that for me. And since this is a special day, I'm going to use 2 cards. Now, to me, cards are like people, but I think we've got the Queen of Hearts and the King of Hearts. So I'm not sure who would be who, but maybe you would be the king and she'd be the queen. I'm just guessing. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But I want you to take the pen here, and on the queen, I want you to write your name. So your name, Haley. Perfect. Big and bold right there. Excellent. All right. And you could pass the pen on. Excellent. And Haley kind of gets lost, and you're going to sign the king here, but Haley gets lost in her own little world here. Perfect. And you can put your name there. And the 2 of you, somehow your worlds collide. You can cap that back up. Excellent. Somehow your worlds collide and the 2 of you meet still not knowing which way you're going. But when everything combines together, it feels like it was meant to be. Like in this world, things that are separate somehow become one. If you could place your hand palm up, place your hand palm down, and right on top, perfect. And look into each other's eyes. Because in this world, there are few moments, few times when people feel connected, where even though we are separate, things can feel like one. Take a deep breath, lift up your hand.
What?
Just a little souvenir for you guys to remember your day.
Can I look at it?
Please, examine.
Wow.
That is one card.
That's rad.
That's awesome. That's so cool. You know, dabbling myself in Magic, the ability to see the cards separate and have them fuse while you're looking into someone else's eyes, the magic's happening in your hand versus, you know, it being in the magician's hand.
When I turned over my hand and I saw that we had made one card, I felt like it was a piece that I wanted to take home with me and keep because it was an item that we had made together.
Okay, we've seen a couple of versions of this, the basic foundation on it. I was thrilled to see, I've been shown a lot of improvements in the thing, but again, as I said before, driving home the fact that there are two separate distinct cards is really the only way this gets better. Trying to add a different effects in it doesn't work. So, Garrett has some work on this that is just astounding, and it's just elevated this to a whole different level. It's very fluid. Everything makes sense. I'm just thrilled with what he does, and this is going to be the new way I'm going to be doing it, so it's up to you guys. But go ahead, show us what you got here.
Well, honestly,
you have a couple versions of this.
Yeah, I have a couple versions depending on the situation. But honestly, you know, I was one of those people that started adding more to it, and I made it. Looking back on it, I think I made it too complicated, and I just kept on being pulled back to your version. And there were, at the time, I didn't know that you had started using a double backer. And so that was the first thing I wanted to do. A lot of
simultaneous, if you play with this, this is where you're going to eventually get. A lot of people, you know, Sean Robeson had some things, this guy from Phoenix, Steve Scheitzer had some things on it, James Lewis came up, brought up. There's a lot of, you know, if you think about this, a double backer makes all the sense in the world. Yeah. I came to it at one point, he came to it, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We all came to it together. But what he's done with that concept of using the double backer and the ability to do the two-card Monte is astounding. Show us.
Yep, and well, let's just go through the basic routine first. It's going to be much like yours, so we won't have to teach all of it, but I'm just going to run through the cards here. Doc, if you can, right there. Is that okay? Want me to go down a little bit more? Is that all right?
That's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let go a little further. Go a little
bit further?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be an asshole.
So, is that good?
That's good.
That's good.
Okay.
Is that all right? You want me to go
Perfect.
further?
No, that's fine. That's
right.
fine. That's fine.
Then Doc, we'll have you. I want you to place your name. I got a pen here for you.
Perfect.
I want you to place your name on the card.
Okay. We'll
just
put
Doc
that right up there.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Cool. And no other card looks quite like this?
Not quite like that.
Good. And we're going to lose you over here in your own little world.
Perfect.
Like so.
Spent a lot of time there.
And we'll do the same thing here as well. Just say stop again for you, Mr. Eason.
Stop anytime you want, Mr.
Right there?
Eason. That's right.
Is that all right?
Yep, perfect.
You want me to go further? Is that all right?
Go a little further.
Okay.
I want to see what you do there. Okay. Got it there?
Right there? Or you want me to go more?
No, that's perfect.
We'll go back?
Right there.
Right there?
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's far
all
enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we'll go right here. Same deal. Throw your name on there as well. Eason.
Eason. Okay.
All right. And in the same way, we're going to lose you off in your own little world over here, but the two worlds collide.
Well, they do.
And somehow they meet. And if you could place your hands out.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
I want you to take the deck, push it all together.
Such a beautiful moment.
I want you to squeeze really hard.
All right. Now, normally you would do this
between two people.
Okay, but I'll do it myself.
So Doc and Eason squeezes the cards.
Oh, yep.
Snap our fingers.
What happened?
Let's see who wins here.
What happened?
One card should turn face up. Let's see who it is. Eason.
The last name. Okay, perfect.
And not only that, you have found each other in the middle.
Oh, my goodness, right there.
Right next to each other.
Oh, boy, perfect. Unbelievable.
And if we do this, if you watch, let's see if the two can become one just the way you guys have become. One person. like this. Place your hand on top. Snap your fingers,
Unbelievable. I'm not going to believe this.
and they are one.
Okay, it's really nice if you have the table and you get the luxury of having this whole setup. But a lot of times, bride and groom are on kind of a schedule. They're on table to table. They got old pictures on the back. They don't have a lot of time to jack around. So do you have like a shortened, elevator speech for this thing? Can we do it? Can we do it in just a couple? Because we don't have too much time. What are we going to do?
Yeah, well, to shorten it up, what I thought would be nice is to take out the selection process and just go right into the effect. Now, honestly, I don't like this better. It's just...
It fits a
fits
necessary
a specific situation.
Yeah.
So what I have here is, of course, we're in a wedding. We'll have a little fancier pen. So
It's a very nice pen.
take the pen. That's the Sharpie. Oh,
Okay, here it is here.
I hate when the bride does that.
Oh, you
She
know
does
flip.
the horrible flip stick. You're moving. Just knocks her bouquet right out of her hand.
I know she can't do it. It's hard to do that with one hand.
So of course, being that this is a wedding, we're not just going to use a random card here. We have the king.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
So we'll
Perfect
have
that is, isn't
which
it?
one of you is the king?
Well, that would be yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah.
so and then we'll just write in this situation in the border write groom. G.
I was going to put no problem. G groom R. Okay, OOM.
Oh, okay, cool.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
And then you normally have them write the.
My handwriting is better if it's I have more time, but we don't have much time.
So and then we and pass the pen to.
Of course, over here to the other.
So now
person.
we have the groom has signed the king, and we'll place him up here and.
The
have her-
queen.
and have
How
her sign right
perfect.
there.
Okay,
of course.
Q.
Bride and
U-E-N. Oh, the bride.
Groom.
Bride. B-R-I. R-I-D-E.
perfect.
Okay, perfect.
And the two of you from two different places in the world.
Unbelievable. Yep.
Somehow the two of you have met,
That's so deceptive. Yes, that's so
and
good.
the worlds
Yes.
have collided. Paths have become one. And this is the state you were in
Right.
maybe an hour ago before you made your vows. Because there are magic words in this world. Abracadabra, hocus pocus is actually Latin gibberish.
Okay.
But when the two of you looked into each other's eyes and you said the magic words. Here, place your hand out. Like this. In his hand, great. And you said, I do.
Oh my God.
And they said, I now pronounce you man and wife, and the cards have become
And now it's beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it really is more direct. It just, two cards are signed from the deck and immediately put together.
Boy.
And
And
then-
that came in under what? About 40 seconds maybe.
And you can play it faster. I like to give them, the magic is the
it
word.
needs to be, it needs to settle in around them. But as the whole day is magical for them. So this is just one moment of magic.
Yeah.
May I add also one little thing here? Something I learned a while ago. Using some wonder words, you say to the bride, you say, hold on to this, because all the way through the afternoon, especially if you've done this in front of the crowd, and they've all seen this thing, but it's from a distance. It works well. Why? Because, it's pretty self-explanatory, and then the expression on their faces sells it. But you keep this card with you, because all the way through the rest of the reception, everybody in this room is going to want to see that card. Boy, think about that. I'm one of everybody in the room. I guess I have to see that card. You basically, using wonder words, you've told them to look at this card, and all the way through the rest of the thing, they're going to reach another thing and pull it out, and they go, well, that was marvelous, and then puts it back in. So that's a way to keep it alive through the afternoon.
So first thing you'll notice is that we're using this king and queen card, which we provide for you. That was the first thing I always wanted, was something that was a little, you got this special day, special moment, and you got this special gift you're going to give them. Why not go all the way and make it something that is a king and a queen, or the ace of hearts and two of hearts?
Yeah, or in the double-faced situation, you get a queen of hearts and a nine of spades.
Yeah.
And so, the queen of hearts is good, but the nine of spades didn't make much sense. So
now we got these specially made for anniversary waltz. My setup for this is actually quite easy. You want to get rid of your king of hearts, or in my case, I just put it a little deeper in the deck. We also have our double backer as well. So you place the king side out on top of the queen, and all that goes here. So we have the double facer, double backer, and then the queen. Okay, this king will go maybe 5 or 6 cards down, or get rid of it. Leave it in the box as you pull it out.
Right.
So now all you have to do is first you're going to do that swing cut, but instead of forcing the card,
Right.
I just pivot this, roll it over, and I just want to keep track of where that is. I don't want to spread because that's going to pop out. Okay, so now I just spread through until I get to that king.
Perfect.
Okay, and now here I can do a double pushover, and I can show the king and the queen. Or you can actually get your break by counting on with your thumb, and then transferring that, and then you can show the 2 cards here. They can see the back and the front of the cards. You know, and this is all while you're just pointing out who's the king, who's the queen. You got plenty of time to get that break.
Right, you sure do.
So in this situation, I square it back up. You leave these cards in your hand, or you first grab your pen, because by then they should already have the pen, and you have them sign the card. Now there is no table, so this is a good motivation for you to hold the card in this fashion so that they can sign it. So, and when I hold it, I usually give them room to write at the top or the bottom. And in this case, we'll flip this around so you can see that. So now I give them a nice surface to write on. So here we have the groom signed the card. And what I do is I like to bring it up and blow on the ink as if it's drying. And what I do in that moment is I'm going to thumb count 2 cards. Now, of course, right out here, it's way out in the open. And they could see face up, face down, so that's no good. But when you bring it up and you're blowing on it at your face, like that, you then can thumb count the card, and then you're going to transfer that card from your thumb to the heel, just by releasing pressure on the heel of the thumb. And then you're going to repress with the thumb at the tip, and that's going to transfer your pressure back to the pinky. And the card is going to pivot on top, and that will allow your fingers to reach inside the mouth and pick up a double, as you know, the 2 cards as one. So in that position, you then can turn the card over. But this would happen very quickly, where you blow on the card like this, and then you can immediately turn it over and stick it apparently in the upper deck. Same thing here, the bride signs the card here. You then can get your break, 2 cards, but of course, while you're blowing on the card, you then transfer that break from the thumb to the heel to the pinky, and that will allow you to do another double lift if you want. And then you can either hide the card underneath, or a simpler version is to skip all of that, just go spread these out a bit, making a wider fan, and then bring the bride's card underneath, and then just push it forward, and using this deck as cover.
You're just sort of hiding it.
Yeah, you're just hiding it,
Yeah,
and you
easy.
square it up here, and you have this Y formation.
And this next display is just devastatingly.
Yeah, it's a freebie. It's a freebie, and there's a couple of ways you can do this, but here for the streamlined version, I just like to do this.
Boy, it's like a 2-card money move. Isn't it?
And generally, you know, who was on the left and the right. You know, you signed your card and you signed his.
Yeah, it's very. It just drives it home.
It is a 2-card money move.
Yeah.
It's just there's no movement to the cards.
Right.
It's just locked
Beautiful.
in there. And then I will line them up together. You can do this in a fan as well. In my original version, I was used to do that, where I would say, yeah, one card here and 1 card there in 2 different places, and then strip them out. But this Y display
that's a
is
bit
nice.
discrepant. This is, you know, it's too hard to follow.
You signed here, you signed
perfect.
there, and I end face down, and I talk about their paths lining. You know, now it's just the myth and the metaphor of the occasion, and the cards come out. I then do the 2-card monte display again.
That's the beautiful thing. You It's beautiful. Go ahead. Yep.
Thank you. And then you just line these up, making sure you get that little break at the back. So when I line these up, I make sure I have freedom to be able to release that bottom of the 2 cards. You know, if they're like this, it might be, you might have to do a little extra movement to get that to pop out. But if you leave a little mouth there, that will stay open, and then you can drop when you like.
And again, this is really done on an off moment while you're trying to engineer their hands and stuff, so that tension's not really on over there. That's really off. Easy.
Oddly, when I see magicians perform this, they will not take advantage of that odd moment. They almost wait for people to be looking so they can do the drop.
Well, they're not doing it right.
They're not doing it right. Yeah, you want to take advantage of those off moments. You line it up, you get your break, and place your hand out, great, and and it's done. You know, while they're placing their hand out, you now have total freedom to drop that whenever you want. And because it's they just saw the cards lined up together and they see this. You know, that's good. The only other thing that I like to do is this miming of lining up the cards, and then the awkwardness of how I place it in their hands. Now this is normally you'd put this here in their hand and you'd say, here, put your hand on top. But I like to do this thing where I wrap it around as if I'm still squaring up the cards, as if this is a very difficult moment. You know, you got to bear with me. And then here, and I place your hand on top, perfect. And now I deliver the lines, whether it's a wedding or a couple or family, there's all different lines, and the 2 become one. They remain forever connected.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and it's a perfect thing, short period of time, get it done. It really streamlines the whole effect to it. I can see why it's probably not your favorite way of doing it, because there's so many ways to build this up and just add the emotional thing to it, but this is really good for that we don't have much time thing to do it this way. Okay, we're back, and you've seen a lot of stuff here. It's probably important that we kind of fill in the blanks of where this came from, some of the history involved in it. A lot of people have had fingerprints on this through the way, and we'd like to try and include as many of those people as possible. The way it came to me, into my consciousness, I was minding my own business when I got a note from Phil Wilmar saying, you should look at this. It's in this month's parade. It was November 1991 in the Linking Ring Parade. I think it was about the Chicago guys. It might have been all about Christopher Carter. I don't recall. But Christopher Carter is the guy that came up with the idea of putting fusing the cards together with a double facer as the end result. Okay.
And this was an amazing leap forward. I mean, there have been effects even previous before that. Wesley James.
Wesley James. I have to give credit to Wesley James because his trick called forgery was one of the first fusion, plots.
Great plot.
Yeah, it's a great plot. You sign the back of that card and the face of this card, and they come together. Wow, it's a miracle.
Beautiful.
Mayor Yeh had his fingerprints on that kind of version. Wesley, they're from the same area of the world, and then Christopher Carter picked it up.
And when he did that, there was a lot of controversy about are you, by producing this giveaway, are you not exposing the concept of a double face card?
I took some heat on this when I first brought this to market. And let me fill in before I brought it to market. I read the thing in the Linking Ring Parade, and Christopher is a wonderful man, has huge hands, and is a very good sleight of hand guy, even though he's doing mostly mental magic now, but he has huge hands. And proficient with all these complicated sleights. And this whole thing, there were never any illustrations on this. It went for like 4 pages and there were no illustrations, which meant, of course, that no one read it because it doesn't have any illustrations. It couldn't be any good. There was a lot of, it was hard. It is hard. So I put the double boiler on and I boiled this down and I got it down to 2 double turnovers, making it as simple and straightforward as possible. So that was what I kind of brought it, and then I brought it to market. Along the line, Sean, so the first version included this little cozy little move where I kind of had to show the card over here. So that was the first incarnation of it. James Lewis, Steve Scheitzer, and Sean Robeson, a couple of people came down the road together at the same time from
I
different
had
roads.
my own, yeah.
And Garrett was, came, and they all came to the clearing. We all had our little touches on it, but it all required the double backer. Exactly where that all came about, it's lost in the veils of history at this point. But the point is, this is what we've got going now, fronts and backs. The double backer, double facer.
Yeah, and the addition of the double backer, that's kind of a good. It's logical. It's a nice touch to have that 2-card Monte feel. You might as well put it in there. I mean, if you're going to load in 1 card, you might as well load in 2.
Yeah. Now, back to the gimmick, handing out the gimmick. When this was first reviewed in Magic Magazine, Chuck Fain, my dear friend Chuck Fain from Australia, he was still living in the States at the time, and said, "I cannot, in good conscience, recommend anything to put such a powerful secret weapon into the hands of a layman." What a rebuke that was. And I thought, I don't agree with that. If I was to hand them a thumb tip or a zombie gimmick, I'm putting a powerful secret weapon in the hand. The power of their love, they've seen 2 cards, they've signed 2 cards, the power of their love has fused this together. Oh, suddenly there's a reason for it to go together. And I've never, maybe they take it home and their nephew said, you can get these double-faced cards at Haynes all the time. Maybe, I don't think so.
Well, for myself, I do anniversary waltz all the time, and I also perform my stand-up Monte, which uses double facers.
Exactly.
And no one has ever gone, maybe he made one of those special cards for the, they just don't
If you're using that
that's
powerful
magician
secret
thought.
weapon correctly, they don't even know it exists. And now, by giving it to them doesn't tell them really anything. And since then, in all fairness, Chuck has recanted, because I said, listen, I don't believe that's right. And so what I did is I did the anniversary waltz one. You never follow this. Nothing follows this trick. This is like the one-off. This is like the ta-da, the let go. Thank you very much. But just to prove my point, I went out and did same trick. I go, hey, thank you very much. Okay, and then I did McDonald's 4-ace trick, which obviously requires 3 of these types of gimmicks. No one makes the leap. This is so that criticism, I think, is bogus.
Yeah. 2 totally separate things.
Yeah, 2 totally separate things. Yeah. So now, wouldn't it be nice if we could, just have, because you get the deck of cards, the double-faced cards, you get from the dealer right now. There's 1 Queen of Hearts, or two Queen of Hearts, and there's 2 Queen of Spades.
Yep, and that's another major part of this this project is that it's not just this new information about Anniversary Waltz, but it's also the gift of giving you cards that are very usable for Anniversary Waltz, and not only very usable, but almost poetically perfect,
Yes.
as in this case.
A king and his queen. A
Yeah.
king on one side, a queen on the other. But how about those other instances?
Well, first thing is, in a double-faced deck, you do have, out of the 54 cards you get, there are 10 cards that are good, and what you're looking for is a card that has room to write on both sides. But that's out of 10, 54, 10 cards work.
The 10, all the cards will work, but these are the perfect ones, because they provide you space for the name.
When it's a Queen of Hearts and the 9 of Spades, you can't write on the 9 of Spades. I mean, the Queen of Hearts has a border you can write in, but when you have a large black, a high numbered card that's black, there's no room to write.
It's certainly nicer if you can see the signature written out there and not all muddied together with the pips.
So the cards that we have chosen for this set are specific to either romantic situations or cards that are really good and that have a lot of writing on both sides. Because even the cards you get with a double-faced deck, it's always a high number and a low number, and so you're apt to not have a room to write on one side. Mm-hmm. But cards more like this, where you have a 3 and a 4, there's lots of room to write on both sides.
And the 3s and 4s go, the romantic thing is one thing, but really if you think about it, any 2 people, however they're related, there's nothing so strong as the bond between a mother and her son on Mother's Day, father and his daughter on Father's Day, and so even to the point of business transactions at the trade show. the relationship that we form with XYZ Corporation and our customers. Let me demonstrate how tight we, there's all kinds, anything. I'm the salesman, you're the customer, and then you give the customer the card, it stays with them. There's almost any relationship with two people, you can figure out something to do with these cards.
Yeah, and so you want to have prepared different things you can say for both. Now, even if they are romantic relationships, there's a lot of stages they can be in. They can be married for years. They can be just married on that day, or they could be thinking about getting married, or maybe they haven't even popped the question.
They could be on the first date. Let's check the compatibility, see how you guys work together. Whoa, boy, if that doesn't get the guy, a little fun that night, I don't know what might.
You'll definitely be tipped that night.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes.
And he's going to get the ultimate. But you can make some money.
Yeah, so you want to have different strategies for each. For the first date, you want to have the
compatibility.
Hey, let's see if you're
Yeah.
compatible. I love that. But for a couple that's thinking about getting married or engaged, again, let's test this out. See how this is going to work.
Oh boy, when it comes, this is good. This is a keeper. This was a wonderful relationship just formed tonight. Especially, you probably, how many times have you presented a diamond ring? And you give it to the guy and he proposes. They used to do this all the time at the
I
tower.
usually give it to women, but.
Well, yes, exactly. but you are the catalyst to pull the whole thing together, and she's like ding 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 ding, and suddenly the ring comes out, and suddenly it's this beautiful moment. Angels sing. It's always good to make sure she's going to say yes, because that could get ugly.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that. But so this is a great trick to put in this, like, a couple's together, and then figure out something to produce a ring.
Yeah, and there's all different types of relationships. So the cards like the Ace of Hearts, Two of Hearts will fit for any romantic relationship.
Right.
But then we have the business, the two people that are friends or things like that, and you have the other cards that are just good contrasts and have room to write on both of them. So I love it. If you could say, hey, let's see if we can give you guys something special to take home. I have done it before where if I have people sign the cards on each side, I'll have one person sign near the top here and another person sign near here.
Yes.
And then at the end, you rip it and give them each a half.
What you could also do is a topographical thing where you turn the, how
the inversion?
The inversion thing, so that you've created an impossible object.
With an impossible object.
With an impossible object? Yeah, you've created an impossible object with an impossible object. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of great things, and because this is a giveaway, this is something they're going to cherish forever. And you have this really fantastic way of giving them an opportunity to cherish this forever.
I do.
Yes, your stand.
I wish I had one with me.
Yeah.
We can shoot this, and tomorrow night when we shoot this.
Yeah, you saw in the performance.
And the performance thing, we'll show you the perfect thing about creating a little stand. You can create an impossible object with an impossible object. We also have this little stand that you'll see at the end of the performance set tomorrow when we do that, of a perfect little giveaway. That idea, incidentally, comes from Axel Hecklaw, the unbelievably talented German guy who's got great ideas, and this particular stand thing came from there.
And a great mustache.
And a great mustache. A pretty darn good Toner Restored newspaper, too.
What I love about this stand is that when I perform this, I will put it in a baseball card sleeve, a nice one, and I'll give it to them to put in their wedding album. And if they tape it on one side, it will flip both ways. And that's a nice way to display it, and you can put pictures underneath it and do that. But when it gets put away and that's on a shelf, and
doesn't do you much good.
It doesn't. They're not thinking about you. But this stand is something they're going to keep on their
put it up on
mantle.
Bookcase over there with all their mementos.
And every time they see it, they're going to be like, that magician, and they're going to relive that astonishment, and which is the best. If your business card could be out in view at all times, that's why
people come by and go, well, what's that thing over there with the card in it?
Exactly.
And they tell the story.
Now the
all over
story,
again.
they relive it. So yeah, I love that stand, or any way to give them something special to display it in.
The stand makes it a three-dimensional piece of art as opposed to a two-dimensional it's on the wall. We have to turn it over. We have to open up the book. We have to turn this thing over. This is like, it's out there, and it's really an ideal way of doing that.
I love it.
In a further effort to lock in the fact that there are two separate and distinct cards that have fronts and backs, you have a very interesting idea about using that double backed card. You ruin a double back card. I mean, a card gets written on, and so you might have a problem with losing the card. But this is a really great moment. Show us what you do with that.
Yeah, when you're in the last phase, right before you join the cards together, another idea that I had was, well, if you can sign both sides of these cards, you could sign the backs. And I've seen one magician do a routine where it goes back out first and then it becomes face out. And
that's the stuff that I go
that might
like,
be too much.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
But this keeps it, this in a very subtle way and with a great pattern line that goes along with it, really makes it work. So.
And I did play with that. I did play with maybe, let's try to figure out a way to give them this first and then take it apart and put it back together and then give them this. And you know what? It really was counterintuitive, and it was just too much.
Yeah.
But there was something about signing the back of the card and them remembering, well, I signed the back of the card. So instead of signing their name, because apparently the cards are being put together back to back, I said, well, what would go on there? Well, it would be the thing that binds us. It'd be the glue that holds us together. So in this situation, when we have the cards and we're ready to do the lineup and the ditch. Instead, I say, so Doc, name one quality that might hold a relationship together?
Trust.
Trust. And then on the back of your card, I want you to write the word trust.
Okay.
And now here he will actually write trust on the back of the card. And then I turn it over and show that on his card we have the word trust. And then for on the back of the 4, Eason, you can, and anytime you can, look at the card to get the information. That will establish everything as is. If I had to look at this, Eason, yeah, if you can write, name another quality.
Sex.
Sex. They often do say sex, and they write sex. And what I do when they write sex, I go, great, honesty and trust. That's it. And I just avoid, because he's being honest and saying that sex is important. And so I say honesty. Honesty. It's great. So say honesty and trust. Now here the illusion is perfect still, but they see trust on the back and honesty on the
I
back,
like this touch.
The back here. So now you have to end with this card here, because what you're going to do is you're going to steal another card and you're going to bring that into play. So basically you're going to get a double here, maintain a break underneath, and just switch the two cards, and they see sex and trust. Now that's a miscall.
Of course, it's a miscall.
That is just a double, and this is an X card, so that will be whatever was on top of the deck. But I say sex and trust in this case. You would line these up, and now when you drop, you're going to drop the 2 cards, and that will just disappear. So then you ask them to hold the card in their hand.
Yeah, this is a very interesting thing that you sometimes, I just lay it on there and hope for the best. But you have a very kind of an interesting way, interesting grip, and another convincer.
Yeah, well, I wanted something that will make it feel like a magician is struggling. Like there's something difficult going on here, because you're changing the force of nature here. You're changing the elements of matter, and so I make a big deal about this as if I was trying to line these up and it wasn't quite getting perfect. I ask you to place your hand out, and I used to do this where I just place it in their hand and I would like lightly let it go as if they were balanced together. But I found it even better to do this. Now it is an awkward thing, but it makes why would you do this if it wasn't important? Like, why would you do this awkward position? So it's convincing them that there's got to be 2 cards there, because he's really working hard. If it's just 1 card, he'd be like, check it out. But here, he's working hard here, and you get the other hand involved, and now you say perfect. excellent, and now you make the magic happen. And it's like, wow, he worked really hard to set that up. And it's already over. It's been over a while ago. You're way ahead of the game. But those little touches of them seeing you struggle really emphasize the fact, which is a lie, that there is actually 2 cards. It proves to them that there's 2 cards here, and place your other hand on top, and so on.
Beautiful. I love that touch. And the further refinement, every little touch, just seems to drive it home. It's just very, very good. Now, there's the drawback. You've ruined a card.
Yeah, it is the one drawback.
Usually, though, if you're doing this, is this a moneymaker for you, pal?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
This will garner you a big, fat tip. And there's
repeat bookings, and people want to be involved. They want to be the one. So if they see this at their wedding, we got to have that at our wedding because I want that card.
I want that card.
Yeah,
I want that, honey. Can we get him? Come on. How much is that going to cost? We'll eliminate the flowers. Come on, just get the magician.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's not even about tips. It's about establishing the legend of your magic in your community.
Tips are nice, though, too.
Tips are nice. I like those.
Yeah. It's good luck to have a magician at the wedding.
It is. I definitely.
You know that.
Yeah.
Must have told you before because I'm the only guy that came up with that. But
I'm just agreeing with you.
I know you are. But it's like the evil witch didn't come and suddenly Rapunzel got tied up in a Sleeping Beauty or whatever. However those fairy tales go. But it's always good to have a good witch. It's always it's good luck to have a magician at the wedding. Really? You bet.
Don't you want your wedding to be magical?
Your wedding.
Yeah, do we need to guilt people into?
Yeah. Your wedding is already magical for you.
Yeah.
But how about adding me in for a little magic for your friends and family? Wouldn't that really add the degree of memory to the
There's tricks to everything.
Yeah,
right?
You're selling weddings. It's good. Yeah. It's a good market.
Something I just mentioned in the explanations is being able to have an offbeat moment later after the effect is gone. You did the trick for the bride and groom early in the night, and then later they bring that card and they're like, "How did you do this?" I often, because I have that double backer.
This part. I forget.
I often have it handy, so I will steal it off or reach in my pocket and pull it back out, but I'll keep it hidden in the cop. And in this position, I am able to load it back in. So if that bride and groom later throughout the evening comes back with their card, I can take it apart again. Now be careful with the metaphor here of breaking up the wedding, but you can use it as a cautionary tale, is what I would do with the bride and groom. Is I say, you got to be careful because a lot of things can come apart. And a marriage.
Yeah, but you got to have sex and
in this situation, yeah.
This
this would be for the ones. If you write on the backs of the cards, I would just avoid this, unless you want to ring this back in.
Yeah,
which you will have.
You could.
But for the occasions where you didn't write on the back of the card, I then will load this back in, and then split the card. And say, now you guys want to be careful. You want to make sure that you keep things together. And remember that a marriage is not something that you are, it's something you keep. So I want you to keep this. And now, boom, the wonder words.
It just came apart again in his hands.
And then for any other situation where it's just two people, they'll come back a month later or a year later and I still have your card. It's in my purse. I carry it everywhere I go. And I go, oh yeah, that's great. And I'll just load this back in. As soon as I see them reaching in their purse and taking out this card, I'm already searching for it. And what I do here is I have the cop, and I bring this card up here. And cops are a little more of a difficult move, but all you have to do is square them up together, and then I pretend like I'm breaking it apart. The thing they were doing all evening trying to split this the first time they saw it. I now just split it apart. I do the 2-card Monte move, and I immediately line it up again. I just pull it back and forward, dropping that card as I squeeze and look at it, and then hand it back to them. And this goes into my pocket as I say, "Oh yeah, you should keep that." And it really is a nice period. That happens. It could happen, months later.
That whole thing there is reason to not sign the back.
It is a good reason not to sign the back.
Because if they, 6 months down the road, you're not going to have this for them.
Yeah,
But
that's true. But I have on one occasion that they said, "Oh, we wrote on it." I said, "Yes," and that's what held you together. And now it's a part of you. You know, you can say whatever you want.
so they're
It's
going to take
magic.
this home and try and peel it apart one night when they got nothing else going on. I guess.
Oh, I had this happen once. Have you ever had this happen? The groom got so excited at what I had done, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And he ripped the card in two to look at the edges. You should have seen the look on her face. I had to repeat the effect to give them one that was solid. Like you had just, like he didn't understand the metaphor, but he's like, "Honey, look." And he ripped it and look, it's one card. And she's like steaming mad. And I'm like, let me do that again. You know?
Just saw that coming out of divorce court just
Yeah,
last week.
exactly.
Yeah. But that I love the idea of down the road, 6 months, you know, you happen to have that double backer with you, bam, you can do it. And this is one that they keep with them. I've had people come to the bar, you know, after 10 years, I've got the card right here, and they, you know. So they do keep this card
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing better would be having your name and phone number on it. And it's,
Yeah, that's, you know, there you can stick a label on this thing.
well,
I
that
suppose it kind of cheapens
I
it a
had
little
put
bit.
that on the frame. You know, on the
A little
top.
baseball card.
Yeah,
thing.
you could put it on
Yeah.
there.
And now with that little stand, we're working on getting labels printed that have, you know.
That fit on
but
the bottom?
It's just something about, hey, look at this beautiful piece of art. Oh, www.eason.com. You know,
Yeah,
just
keep it special. So.
Well, Garrett, I think we have explored, you know, just when I think I've explored every corner, I'm sure there's some guy out there in Breathing Hard, Missouri that's probably thinking, you know, if we did this, and it would probably make it better.
It'll blow our minds.
This is definitely a quantum leap from where the original started, and a lot of other versions of, you know, flying around, but I think this is a wonderful
Thank you.
piece, and I think you can, you know, it's ultimately practical and not that hard to perform.
Yeah, and I've said it throughout this shooting that it still is so close to the foundation. You know, your routine, you know, magic doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be smart. And the simplification of your routine of having it clear and it's easy, you know, it's easy to do, but you know, it leaves all the power in the message of these people coming together and.
Watch what he says when he does it with live people. Watch what I say when I do it, and see, and then think about what you want to say, and make the message come from your heart, not necessarily from ours through you. But the verbiage on this is ultimately really, really important, because that's what's going to make this whole thing make sense. But it's all right there. Two lives becoming one. You know, if you do this for a couple that's having a 50th anniversary, their lives are one. They have woven together through all the hardships and stuff. And boy, the metaphor of the two lives becoming one, it's unbelievable. So it's a very, very strong trick. And you pretty much have the next version of it here. So take the ball and run. Thanks.
Thank you.